The current time, control, shift, semicolon. That's handy, that's fast. It's not a dynamic time. It's, for example, the time of this recording in the morning. Sometimes you need to put in the time in such a way that it's going to be changing, and you want to perhaps use it as a timestamp or even use it within formulas. If you type the function now equal NOW left parenthesis enter, you will see if the column's wide enough and I'm adjusting it, the current date and the time. And if you want to have just the time appear here, you could right click and quickly jump into format cells. You can also get there by pressing Control-1, pick the time style that's most useful to you, the time format that is either the 24-hour style, that would be 1330, or the AM/PM style as you choose, either way. But an entry like this will change. It is a function, and as you open and close the current workbook, you'll see the time change, and even as you work within the workbook. Say on this worksheet here, if we start putting in some data or making some changes, we might check back here and this will have changed. Now just to test it, I might just press 1 and enter, and maybe it hasn't gone beyond a minute, I don't know, but it has. So you see it changed. Now at other times you do need to put in date series, and the standard way to do this is, as with dates, just put in 2 separate times. Now suppose you're tracking a workflow or something, or maybe it's a bus schedule or something like that, and maybe the buses leave every 16 minutes or something. So you might do something like this, put in 2 consecutive time entries, highlight them both, drag from the corner, and we get the series started that way. Whatever that first interval is simply gets repeated. If you had a situation like this where you wanted to experiment, or maybe it's a different kind of situation where you want the times possibly to be different, you might put a time in a separate cell. For example, 0 colon, I would just put in 21 as an example. And you could change that number, but what if instead of having a series here, we actually have a formula that's equal whatever this amount is plus this amount, and then press F4 to make an absolute address. If we then drag this down the column, that's our 21-minute interval, but at another time, maybe we want a 17-minute interval. Looks funny when we double click because we see the AM/PM, but change this to be a 17, and now we have a 17-minute interval. So a couple of different ways to create time series here. And again, that shortcut for putting in the current time and having it be dynamic is equal NOW, the function now, and you will do the formatting as needed.